What's up, guys? Can everybody hear me okay out there? What's up, guys? Can everybody hear me okay? Cool deal, cool deal. This is actually my first live stream. I got two screens running over here, so excuse me if I keep looking over. But thank you for everybody for tuning in. I kind of wanted to take your questions, obviously, because I've never done a live stream by myself. But first of all, I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And the channel, we just reached 100,000 subs on YouTube, so that's awesome. Thank you guys very much. To do a little celebration on that, I am going to be giving away a Canon. 100,000 subscribers. It's a $100 reel. So we are going to do a giveaway on this, and I'll tell you how to win that when we get to the end here. But this is for you guys. This is going to one lucky subscriber, and I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in and giving me all the great feedback and just helping me get better at making videos, all that good stuff. So pretty excited about that, and I might do a dab at the end of the video. Let's get down to business here first. Wanted to tell you a little bit about how I've been catching fish here in Texas, where I am. I'm sure a lot of you are, but you know, I've had a pretty early spawn this year. So we had a lot of fish spawning in March, early March, big waves like we normally don't have that time of year. Now we're kind of getting like the tricklers coming in here in April. I don't think we're going to see really huge waves in a lot of lakes, just because I think probably the biggest waves came in March and spawned, and so we'll probably end up having a lot of fry garters and a lot of post spawn action coming up here. So been catching them on topwater lately. Post spawn topwater is always good. Throwing a little popar, throwing a frog. I actually caught a few on a buzzbait the other day, which was unlike me. Also just pitching to cover. Trees, stumps, grass lines, the areas where the fish come in to the creeks and the spawning bays, the creek channels, they use that same thing to funnel their way out. So just finding the little pieces of cover that are around that little highway and pitching to that with a Texas rig or a jig does the job this time of year, and that'll continue to get good in May as well. So that's pretty much how I've been catching them lately. Also, all right, here we go. There's a dab, guys. There it is. Got that out of the way. You know, also I wanted to give you guys an update on my channel and on my website. I did just start a website about a month ago. I had a website for a long time called justinrackley.com, and I originally started that as basically like a guide page, as well as, you know, like a professional fishing page back when I used to fish a lot of tournaments. And you know, I really didn't see a use for that since I wasn't guiding anymore, and I haven't fished as many tournaments. So I got rid of that, and I've gone to LakeForkGuy.com is my website, and it's partnered with Scout.com, which is where Wired to Fish is also. And you know, I chose to go on there because they have a lot of good creative tools. They got some really cool stuff for the iPhone that you can literally just film and post it immediately, which is really neat. So I'm putting a lot more content out, as you guys can tell. I'm really trying to put as much out there as I can, and still working my full-time day job as a sales rep and in sales and marketing. So make sure you guys go check out LakeForkGuy.com, where you can check out content that's not always on my YouTube channel. Usually I post it to both. Most of the longer videos, like the LFG episodes, like Fishing TV episodes, those just go on YouTube now because they're longer. Most of the stuff I'm putting on LakeForkGuy.com is like less than 5 minutes long. So real quick, like, reviews on new lures, baits, gear, whatever it is, whatever I think's cool, I can shoot it real quick. I put it up on the website, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. So go to the App Store, get the Scout app, and make sure you subscribe to the Lake Fork Guy channel. And again, that's also where Wired to Fish is too. So who doesn't go to Wired to Fish? I mean, awesome website. So make sure you go check me out there as well. And had to get that little business out of the way there, guys. But now I really just wanted to kind of take some questions for you, since this is my first live stream, doing it by myself. And big thumbs up to me for actually getting the technicals correct. So let's see here. What do you guys got? Best strategy for finding bass in higher than normal water levels. I did post a video on that last year when we were having some pretty heavy floods in Texas. I think I titled it like Finding Bass in Flooded Lakes or something. And one of the key things to look for is points, especially if they're pulling water. That's really the main key. If they're pulling water, bass usually funnel out to points, so you'll be able to catch them there in flooded conditions. If they're not pulling water and the water's just high, you want to try to go and look for those, basically backwater areas that flooded vegetation, flooded shoreline cover, and keep the trolling motor on high till you hit a little sweet spot. Look for little points, little channel swings that are close to that flooded vegetation. That's going to help you find more fish in flooded water. But yeah, if they're not pulling water, I usually just keep the trolling motor on high with a spinnerbait, crankbait, whatever, and just try to hit it pretty hard. What is my confidence bait with a lot of little fishes in there? My confidence bait is a jig, by far. I always have a jig tied on, usually a 3/8 or ½ ounce. I'd say most of the time it is black and blue. Black and blue seems to work everywhere if I had to narrow it down to a color. But yeah, that's definitely my confidence bait. And I'll throw a flipping jig, finesse jig, whatever. Always a jig. What is your favorite springtime buzzbait? Man, I'm not a buzzbait guy. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not. But I just tried one recently that I like. It's all about the squeal with a buzzbait, and I've thrown some booyahs and stuff like that, a bunch of different brands, and they each have a little bit different sound. There used to be one called a Dixon buzzbait. They don't make it anymore. But back in the day, it was the deal. You can try to find them on eBay and stuff right now, and they're pretty expensive, but they just had a really good squeal to them. And there's a guy that's bringing back that same mold, I guess you could say. I think it's like Rattleback lures. I'm not completely positive. But it's got a really good squeal to it. That's one I caught some fish on the other day. But I really don't have a huge preference on them. Honestly, it's not one of my favorite topwater baits. I fish a lot of pressured lakes, and I feel like buzzbaits don't get big bites. on those lakes. If I'm in a pond or something like that, I'll definitely throw it. Let's see here. Dang, they're coming pretty fast. I think I saw craziest experience ever on the water. Oh man, there's been a lot. I've been shot at before. I'm not sure if it was intentional. I was in East Texas, and somebody was firing a .22 out in the woods, and you could literally hear the bullets zipping over our heads. Yeah, that was pretty scary. I got down in the console. Somebody says, "Where is Craig?" And Craig was actually with me on that experience. Me and Craig literally just fished together about a week ago. Craig, we used to fish a lot together. We both moved on to full-time jobs and are married, so that kind of reduces our fishing time together. But we definitely just hit up a trip to Fork recently. Had some fun. It's always fun fishing with my buddy Craig, so you'll be seeing that footage soon. Oh my goodness, what else we got, guys? How many rods do you have? Guys, I don't even know. And the reason why is I'm a fishing tackle rep. So I have like probably 100 rods in this house somewhere. They don't have reels on them. Not all of them have reels on them, but I've just got like rods and reels sitting around the house that will probably never get used. My personal best bass, man, I get asked this a lot. I wish it was on the wall. I should probably mount this fish, and I am going to one day. I keep telling myself. 11 pounds and 4 ounces. Caught it in March on Lake Fork on a jig. Best color Cinco for Lake Fork, black and blue, especially right now. Water's pretty dirty. What's my favorite bait to use in the spring? Got to be a chatterbait. Chatterbait with a live magic shad on it. I don't know how many fish I've caught on that in the springtime. Going March, April, that's one of the first things I tie on and just start searching, especially if I'm fishing around grass. That thing is killer in the springtime. Do I ever fish Hawaii? No. What do I think about ugly stick? That's an interesting question. I used to fish with some ugly sticks when I was first getting started fishing. They're actually a good action for crankbaits in topwaters. They're made out of a glass material, so they're real flexible. Not going to be the most sensitive rod out there. You can get more sensitivity out of graphite. But actually, if you change the really crummy guides out that they have on there, it'd be a pretty good little cranking rod. Do I ever think Texas A&M will play UT again in football? I hope so. I think everyone wants to see that. Yes, I did meet Stephanie at A&M. She's cooking dinner right now. Otherwise, I'd call her in here. My favorite fishing reel. My favorite fishing reel, gosh. I'm going to say Shimano Metanium right now. I haven't found a smoother reel than that. Used to live in the LFT warehouse. I didn't actually live in the warehouse. I lived in like the office part of the store, but yes, when I was getting my start as a fishing guide, and this is referring to the video a lot of you have probably seen, how they make lures at Lake Fork. You can go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I used to live there. I still have a key to the store actually, from way back when, and I smelled so much garlic. Literally, like my face would get swollen, my eyes would get all bloodshot. Like garlic is so intense there. But you know, I grew up like 2 hours from the lake, and I couldn't afford a house or, you know, a place over there yet. So the owner, Ronnie, was nice enough to let me live in the store for a while until I could get enough money to pay for my own place over there. So pretty cool. If you guys haven't ever been to the Lake Fork Trophy Lure store, make sure you go check it out. Smallmouth or largemouth, man, you know, if I had to choose right now, springtime, I'm thinking about big largemouth in the springtime, but other times of the year, especially when it's hot down here in Texas, I'd like to go up north and catch smallies. Gosh, those things fight hard. They're fun. I think pound for pound, smallmouth's got it in the bag. Do you like St. Croix rods or 13 fishing reels? You know, I haven't fished. I take it back. I fished one St. Croix rod, and it's been it was a frog rod. I really liked it. I haven't fished any other rods. 13 fishing reels. I have fished the Concept A, and it's a pretty good little reel. It casts really good. Has a good feel to it. But me personally, I like reels that are designed by their own engineers, like Shimano, Daiwa. Coming to Florida anytime soon? You betcha. Going there next week, guys. Meeting up with Josh again to do some giant amberjack fishing, and I'm taking my buddy that I do podcasts with, my buddy JT. You guys are gonna love him. He's like the world's most funny redneck. He's great. But anyway, I'm taking him out there. We're gonna try to catch some giant amberjacks. It's gonna be fun. So yeah. Can you do a vid on the black magic? I did do a short video on the LakeForkGuy.com. You can go check that out. Make sure you download the app, the Scout app. Subscribe to me. You'll get a notification every time I post a video on something like that. I'm really liking just filming something quick with my phone, posting it up there for you guys to see. It's real simple. I like it. Spinnerbait or buzzbait? Spinnerbait for me. I've caught a lot more big bass on spinnerbaits than I have buzzbaits. You know, that black magic color, I'm glad all you guys are interested in that. It's going to be a sweet color. I just tried it out. I caught a few fish on it, but you know, it's good in dark water. To be good in clear water. They don't have it available yet on the website. You'll probably just have to get it. Just have to call up to the store, Lake Fork Trophy Lures, and get them to send it to you. That'd be the best way. Or if you live close, just go get it. Let's see. Do you recommend the Jackal Pompadour? You know, I tried the Pompadour the other day. Didn't get near as many bites as I did on a Pop-R. Just a super aggressive bait. It's got to be the right situation. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have one in the boat. And if you are gonna get one, I'd get the small version. If you're just going to get one, I get a small one and go with a bone color. That's probably the best, overall color. And it's a good profile, the junior is. And I fish it with a start and stop retrieve, and it seems to work pretty good. Key is getting those stops in there, though. Let's see here. Have you ever went offshore in a kayak? I haven't been offshore in the ocean, but I am at some point going to do an offshore bass fishing video in a lake to show how you can find fish offshore using your electronics in a kayak and still catch them. Just waiting for the right moment. Favorite fishing snack on a long day? Oh gosh, lately it's been almond butter sandwiches, almond butter and honey. I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I can't have that, so I go with almond butter. I feel like that gives you a lot of energy. How do you get started on YouTube? Somebody asked about how do you get started on YouTube and how did I go to Texas A&M? Well, guys, I got started on YouTube a long time ago, and I would be embarrassed to go back and watch some of my early videos. But I originally just started it. I thought it would be fun to film some of the action I was seeing with my GoPro Hero 1. Yeah, I had a Hero 1, and I was just excited to have that GoPro, and I wanted to put the video somewhere, and YouTube was really the only place back then. It was the most well-known place. It wasn't like it is now where you can put videos on every platform. So that's how I started it. Thought it'd be cool to throw out, some of my sponsor stuff I was getting in the videos, show people things, fishing tips, things I was learning. At the time, I was learning a lot. I was fishing professional tournaments and just soaking everything in, and I was trying to share that, and then just grew very slowly to where it is now. And then going to Texas A&M. Honestly, the big reason I wanted to go to Texas A&M was because they had a great wildlife and fisheries program, which is what I wanted to study. I wanted to study fish, which I did. I studied ecology, and they had a fishing team. College fishing was just getting started, so that's why I came here. There's the championship jersey on the wall right there. That's the original. What is my favorite Lake Fork lure? Man, got to be the ring fry. Caught more fish on that than anything. So it's not the most unique bait, but tremendous on a Carolina rig, tremendous on a Texas rig, weightless, hard to beat. How do you locate bass on a new lake? That's a really good question. I would say you want to start out by idling around for a little bit. Idle around for about 10 minutes. Start getting a feel for where the bait fish are. Idle out all the way out to 30, 40 feet. See what's going on in the water column. And then tie on your confidence baits and start going down the bank. Start at the bank. Start on points. Points are probably the most highly concentrated areas of fish for most of the year. And start shallow, then go deep. Use your confidence baits. That's a good place to start. What if you don't have a boat? Well, for most of my life, I haven't had a boat, and there's plenty of good places to fish on the bank. And you know, I would say if you can, I try to save up and get a kayak, because that's probably the best thing going. If you don't have the money to get a boat, like a big boat, get a kayak, because you don't have to worry about maintenance on a kayak. You don't have to tag it. You know, that costs money. You don't have to get new trailer tags for it every year. There's just a lot of additional costs that go along with having a motorized boat. And you could do just about anything that a bass boat can do except going 60 miles an hour down the lake. Have I ever fished Lake Tyler? Yes, I have. It's a good little fishery. See what else we got here, guys. I'm trying to, let me get my Googles on, because I'm trying to read these things so fast here. What do you recommend for knots? Texas rigs, spinnerbaits, crankbaits, line. On knots, well, here's the 2 knots I mainly use. There's really 3 that I tie. On monofilament, I like to tie Palomar knots, and you want to make sure that main loop is on top of your knot, or otherwise you'll lose some strength. I use the Palomar knot also on braided line. On fluorocarbon line, I use an improved clinch knot or a double San Diego jam knot. The reason is there's almost 0 friction right at the base of the knot with that fluorocarbon, and I feel like it holds the most strength. So those are the 3 I use. If I'm using 12-pound test or under, I use a San Diego jam. If it's 12 and up, I use improved clinch. Favorite brand of dip? Guys, I don't dip. I'll just tell you. I mean, I used to. Became a bad habit after playing baseball for so many years, and then you know, fishing around a lot of people that did, but just grew out of it, man. Just one day, just stopped doing it. Don't have a need or want for it anymore. So just not my deal anymore. Have you ever fished California? Technically, yes, but not like I'd like to. I fish for calico bass. I fish for some of those big bass and what is that? Not Mission Viejo. I fish Mission Viejo. Got some giants in there that are almost impossible to catch. I really want to go to Northern California and fish for spotted bass. That's what I want to do over there. Favorite whiskey? Guys, I can't drink whiskey. It's not good. It's not good. You can ask my college buddies. I stick to beer and that's it. I've never fished Maryland. Maybe one day I'll go up and fish with Mike from One Rod, One Reel and show me how to catch those tricky little Maryland bass. Frog in open water? Oh, you bet. You bet. Frogs are good. Frogs are good anywhere, honestly. They're great around cover, but you can fish a frog in open water, and if it's really calm, it's actually a pretty good little bait. Toledo Bend, guys, Toledo Bend's probably the hottest bass lake in Texas right now. If you're out of state and thinking about coming to Texas for the first time, thinking about going to Fork, that's great. You can go try it, but if you can unpick one, I would say Toledo Bend right now. Catching more 10-pounders than probably anywhere else in the country. Water's high, you got tons of flooded vegetation. The fall out there is going to be amazing too. I mean, the frog bite should be off the chain this year. Favorite brand of jig? Well, that's a good question. You know, I use a lot of the LFT lures, impact jigs. I'm not even sure if they're making those anymore. I have a bunch of them left over. Really, probably my favorite jig. I'll tell you one that you should check out. Moner hooks. I got one of their shaky heads in my mystery tackle box, and I went online and checked out their jigs, and they have some really good jigs too. And so I like their head design. I like the hook, obviously. I like the eye. They've just got, they got Texas certified jigs. That's what it takes down here. Hook into some of these giants. Have you ever considered having a subscriber tournament? I've talked to Mike about that. I think it's a good idea. I need to probably look into logistics more on how to do it. If that's something you guys think you want to participate in, by all means, keep sending me feedback on it, and we can do some of that. That sounds like a good idea. Do you plan on fishing any tournaments anytime soon? My first tournament I have scheduled for the year isn't until October. One of the main reasons, guys, is I work full time, and the main part of my job, like the busiest season, being a rep, is in the spring. So you're almost guaranteed to not be able to fish a whole complete series. The level I used to fish at, I'd take off for a week and go fishing. If the tournament was 3 days long, you're there for 3 days, 2.5 days practicing. It's a long week. And so you work a full-time job in sales, I don't think you're going to be finding yourself taking a week off. Pretty hard to do. But my business slows down in the fall, so I do have time to fish tournaments then, and I plan on fishing a few. Somebody just asked, is YouTube my real job? No, it's not. Like I said, I have a full-time job in sales and marketing. So that is my day job. YouTube is, I wish YouTube could pay all my bills, but it just doesn't. Ever fish for walleye? Nope, but I sure have eaten them. And they are tasty. It goes good with some, what do we call those things? A little cheese, Wisconsin cheese, cheese curds. Those are good. Favorite state to fish that's not Texas? Oh, I'm gonna say Florida. Yeah. If I didn't live in Texas, I'd probably live in Florida. There's something to fish around every corner. I mean, you can literally be catching sharks to largemouth within 10 minutes apart. It's insane. I used to live in San Antonio, and there's not a whole lot of good places to fish for bass around there. Unfortunately, just not a whole lot of water. Used to fish Canyon. Never caught any big ones out of there. Making your own flies for fly fishing? No, just not my deal. I might fish the Fly Fishing World Championship this year or next year. Haven't decided yet, but I have fished it before. It's on Lake Fork, if you guys didn't know that. I don't really know how to fly fish. I'd like to learn more, but there's just so many other things to learn and do. Maybe I'll get into it when I'm like 50. Oh, let's see what else we got here, guys. Donald or Bernie? I mean, are you guys even considering those two? Come on, guys, where's your head at? Let's get a constitutionalist in the White House that's going to protect our right to fish. Okay. Ted Cruz. Table Rock or Lake Fork? Oh man, that's a good question. Tyler's Real Fishing, yo. I gotta say Table Rock. Yeah, Table Rock at this point. If Fork was like it used to be back when I first started fishing it, I would definitely say Fork. But the lake has dramatically changed. It's just not how it was. Table Rock is majestic. If you've never been up there, you got to go up there, fish some of those Ozark lakes, catch all 3 species in one day. It's the deal. Well, guys, we're here at the 8 o'clock mark, so I'm gonna start to shut her down. Stephanie is, I hear her at the dinner table, getting ready to eat. So we are going to give away this reel, Canon 150 HG, and so in order to win this deal, here's what I want you to do: go to the Facebook page, the LakeForkGuy Facebook page, and I want you to tell me on my page what your favorite video is from the LakeForkGuy channel and why. Why is it your favorite video? Did you catch your biggest bass from something I told you? Was it something funny? You know, was it Stephanie getting hit in the face with a frog? Hopefully you don't think that's funny. You know, tell me what it is, and we'll run this for a week, and then one lucky subscriber will win the Canon. And I have tried this reel out. Pretty sweet little reel for $100, I gotta say. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna dab out, and thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream, and as always, we'll catch y'all later.